Welcome back to the Nerdrotic Podcast. My name is Gary Buechler. I'm live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com. And down in San Diego is my good friend and co-host, Dennis Bithoulkas. Dennis, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing great. And also down in Oceanside, California, lovely SoCal, is Jay Trussell. Hello, Jay, from Phil's Zen.
Hey, how's it going? I think Zen is going to start hitting the TV, man. Like you keep saying, man, it's the golden age, dude. It's golden age.
It's the golden age of television and streaming services, and this is a show we're here to cover Cobra Kai, which is a YouTube Red exclusive. Totally out of our wheelhouse. There's no wizards or nothing's happening in space. Nobody's getting eaten, but it's good fan service nostalgia at its very best.
I don't know. I think Ralph Macchio's hairpiece was CGI'd, though.
Does he have a hairpiece? Yeah, probably. Either way, it wasn't even the story of him. It was Johnny's, and it's been magnificent.
Before we start, I'm going to do our little spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched the whole series here, we're going to spoil the crap out of it. So watch it first, then you can come on back and you can talk to us with this. Otherwise, we're going to spoil it. So there we go. There's your warning. There
you go. So there we go. We Cobra Kai season 1, total success. Yes, no mercy.
Strike hard, strike fast, no mercy, sir.
Right. A lot of flipping the script with this. Like I said, it's Johnny's story. I am a sucker for a redemption story, and this, I kind of thought we were just going to get like one season of this, and it got renewed for season 2. So I am super excited, and there was a hell of a cliffhanger. So and it ended great. Where do we start, man? We start, I think this whole thing was inspired by this. I believe it's a YouTube video out there that showed. There's a lot of these YouTube videos that try to show that who's the asshole. And it showed that Danny LaRusso was the a-hole. And if you really think about it, kind of was. And it's weird how they've turned out in life. So we see Johnny, he's like down in the dumps, starts out in his apartment. He's drinking all the time. It's a squalid place. He just gets fired from his job being a handyman. And you could see that he's just completely stuck in the 80s. It's beyond peaking at high school. It's peaking and falling and never getting back up from high school, which is really the worst place to be.
And never growing beyond that either.
Yeah. Yeah. He's definitely like a living relic of the 80s. And it was, and I like the way how they kept him that way, and everything in his world is that way. So basically it's very un-PC, which is very charming about this show. Ironically, it's kind of nice to see a show that wasn't PC or made fun of politically correctness. So yeah.
At Bud Bunny, you're not Bad Bunny. You're not bugging anybody. We can say remember the Cant and save Expanse during every single one of our podcasts. I am totally okay with that.
Why not, man?
Yeah, why not? We are. There's a priority here at the channel. Yes.
And Ray Rain, yes, that sign is the best that our budget can offer here.
Hey,
so that is some really quality CGI effects right there.
Right. Yes. Dennis put like an entire 5 minutes into that.
I did. Actually, it was 6 minutes. I had to print.
We got to. I'm pretty tight with the budget here. I pretty much gave him some Scotch tape and a red pen. And said, "That's all you're getting."
I didn't use Scotch tape. No, never mind. I'm not going to say what I used.
No, you're not. Yeah, keep it secret. It does need glitter. It needs glitter. Penn Farm Girl. Yeah. Arts and crafts time, everybody. Okay.
And then you get a cookie and a nap.
Yep. Right. And some orange slices. But. Yeah. So, guys, overall, we'll start with Dennis here. No, actually, let's start with Jay, because Jay's on a time limit here. For one, I want to announce that we actually have a black belt in Kempo. Are you multiple? You're like a sensei, dude, right? You're a teacher.
Yeah. No, I'm training for my third as we speak.
Nice.
I'm actually going to start a YouTube on my Coastal Kempo martial arts. So if people want to check it out, cool. So I just put one up just last week. So Coastal Kempo martial arts. So doing some dualies, guys. I got the Films End going, and I'm gonna have a karate channel going. So
that's great.
yeah.
That's great. You also got a Facebook group, right?
Yes.
Page or a
Yes,
group?
I do.
Yeah. Check it out.
Yeah.
Definitely check it out. So, what'd you think of the show overall?
Oh
Jay?
man, hey dude, you gotta admit, I thought the weakest thing of the show was the trailers. I thought the trailers did not advertise the show right. It didn't show it right, guys. They made it look like Daniel Russo was the douchebag and then Johnny was the hero. And I like you said, I think they riffed too much on that funny spiel was Daniel the bully, because I don't know, like those first 2 episodes, I was just in shock. Like, whoa, they're going in this direction. Again, shocking humor. Like it was almost as if Kevin Smith directed this series. Just kind of potty mouth humor, but yeah, with a little slice of life. And like I told you, like, dude, you got to see this show, because, dude, this was a show for Generation X. I mean, it really was. It was almost like and the writing was so clever, guys. I really enjoyed the writing. That's what really hooked me onto this, maybe like by episode 4 or 5 of this show, because again, even the show itself kind of had like the soap opera kind of feel to it. But once again, it was more like a soap opera for us. I mean, it was like a Generation X soap opera. And why not make it sentimental? And why not visit the Karate Kid? And it just blew me away. You got anti-hero and hero kind of going on, or the emergence of a hero kind of going. And it was very well balanced, man. I mean, it wasn't like you're sitting here watching, douchebags, like go at it. I mean, it really was. It was kind of like the rise, like the rise of a hero, then, or kind of like the fall of the anti-hero. And again, just like Lewis said, somewhere in there, balance. I'm like, exactly. This show is real about balance, and I love the tackling of the issue, or even exposing it or whatever, of bullyism. I mean, that's exactly what the Karate Kid trilogy was really about too. Was bullyism, and they captured it. So. Hats off, man. Hats off to the writers. They did a really good job. Loved it.
Dennis, what'd you think?
I really liked it too. And I just want to say, I want to thank their sponsor, Coors.
Yeah, Coors. Coral. You got a Coors.
Oh, this is Sam Adams, guys. Sorry if I,
Yeah. No. I was saying, in Karate Kid, Cobra Kai there. It was Coors Banquet, because they mentioned Coors Banquet all the time. I'm just like, it's kind of funny, because I'm like, that's a really shitty beer. I wonder why. Oh, they're sponsoring. That's what it's got to be.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. But yeah, no, it was really good. They did. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of this kind of stuff, especially with Bill and Ted 3, Bill and Ted Face the Music. It's the same kind of story, I guess you could say, of where you're at in your life, like our generation, like where you're at in your life, missed opportunities, or maybe even you screwed up someplace along the way, and how you get back to it. And that's what it was. I mean, and even Daniel in his world, even though it looked perfect, it wasn't really perfect. He had his problems as well, and he was having a hard time adjusting with stuff until he went back to what he learned previously. And it's like, oh yeah, okay, there we go. And it was kind of nice. They did a really nice job. They had a nice balance, like you were saying. And the end, dude. There's multiple things on the end. Kind of like what Johnny realizes, and then also the reveal at the end too, which we're gonna get to. Dude, the where's the Pontiac Firebird is what DJ Bowman said. Yeah, the whole thing about the Pontiac Firebird, the 80s music, him just being this cheesy kind of sleazy guy, pulling up the girls, hey, how you doing? And they're just like, get away from me. I'm surprised they didn't mace him.
Right? That was the best part about this, though, is why can't more YA be like this? I mean, the high school kids were not. The most annoying guy was the guy at the end. He's all, okay, I want to have a moment of silence for
totally.
and like where the guy had to rip the microphone after that. It's like, oh God bless you, man. That was freaking great. It was not politically correct. Didn't afraid to like go there with some places within the humor of Johnny, which I thought was funny as hell. I think a lot of people are liking Johnny a lot more now, like me.
Oh yeah,
and just you also get the background that he was kind of a loser too. That was interesting to see. We saw like the whole Sid, Ed Asner.
Ed Asner, man.
Ed Asner, man.
Dude,
he's been old
man.
my
What is
entire
that
life.
guy?
Yeah, talk about
Awesome.
somebody you were talking about Generation X. Somebody said Generation Old. Yeah, we're Generation Old. But you know what? We just had to go through, I don't know, 30 years of the baby boomers and their self-obsession. It's our fucking turn now, okay?
Yeah, Penn Farm Girl, I was going to say it too. Barney Stinson was right.
Right?
The Karate Kid really was about Johnny. He was actually the hero.
Yep. Absolutely. And that's what this whole thing is based on. It's brilliant. And hello, everybody in the chat. We will get to you in just a moment when we're done. Apple Crow, Penn Farm Girl, Talib 29. Good to see you, sir. DJ Bowman, Ray Rain. And you're right. Jay unfortunately has heard a lot of me ripping baby boomers for like the last 20 years. That used to be my biggest rant.
You and Mr. George Carlin.
Yes. Yeah. I freaking can't. I mean, sorry for anybody in that generation. Christ, my parents are in that generation, but man, shut the hell up about yourselves. My God.
Right.
How many movies of freaking Woodstock were there? Okay. Yeah, we could have another Karate Kid. Okay. Thanks. Yes. And DJ Bowman says, I'm of Gen X. Yes. We have our problem. We
guys.
do.
It was, it was made for Gen X all the way down, XYZ, millennials, like whatever. But I think it really started with the X factor, us first, because like you're saying, Dennis said it beautifully. It's like, where are you in life? And look at both of them. Look at Johnny and Daniel. Like you said, Johnny was down and out. Daniel had, he was success, but you know what? He was lost in his success. He was borderline douchey. You know what I mean? But then it was just brilliant how they started just coming into almost meeting at center balance. And you know what? And they even said, "Are we going to have that Apollo, Rocky moment?"
Yeah.
They're about to enter, and they were going to have a friendly little sparring, but it all got messed. Again, it was beautifully conceived. It all got messed up. We know how. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but we all know what happened.
No, we can do spoilers.
And nope. And it re-sparked the rivalry. And I'm like, that is dang. It almost as if the writing started to take over and just wrote itself. That's how good the writing was.
That was the other thing too. That's actually one of my favorite scenes in this is them in the bar when they go right around the corner. He goes, "Hey, isn't there a bar right around here?" They go to the old apartment building where Daniel used to live in Reseda, which is still there, which is kind of shocking that it's still there, and kind of not at the same time.
Yeah.
And and Johnny's like, "Hey, isn't there a bar just around the corner?" And they're like, "No, come on, we got to go." And he goes, "I got the keys."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a dick, yeah, it's just great,
He even tried to stop drinking there for a minute there. The one thing that I loved about it was it's immersed in the Southern California culture, which is where I grew up, and so many 80s movies were, because it was in LA, took place there, and it was just nice to revisit that stuff. Definitely missing Mr. Miyagi. Okay, I love the little tribute they paid to him when Danny went to his grave.
First time.
Yeah, that was freaking awesome, man.
I think I sent Brooks, my counterpart. I sent him a text saying, "I just cried, dude." My first time watching a couple of weeks ago. I'm just like, wow. That was again as edgy as they were, and again, it was sentimental at the same time, guys. And again, this. Again, for a karate show, well, I tell you what, they convinced a karate guy here because it was balanced, and you had your yin and yang. It was just good writing.
And one thing I really liked about this too is, if you watch the Karate Kid movies, you already had the shorthand. So the whole thing with when he's training Johnny's son, Robbie, and he's doing the wax on, wax off, and he goes, "Okay, I'm done waxing the cars." He goes, "The entire lot?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "You gotta be shitting me, right?" And he turns around and goes, "I love this part." You know,
Yeah.
and he's kind of talking to the fans as well as to his wife when he says this. And it's that little shorthand. He doesn't need to go through all of it. We know what these lessons are because we've seen all this. And we got a little shortcut to it. That's all it was. And it was kind of nice. We know what he's going through.
Right. No, doesn't Robbie look like just generic kid from the 90s and pretty much every 90s show with that haircut and the skateboard? All he was missing was a flannel and a Pearl Jam t-shirt. And yeah, any kid from the 90s.
I thought it was John Connor and T2. No.
Yeah, right. And Apple Crow wants to remind me that boomers are edible. Thank you. Give us a Daniel and Johnny fight. If Miyagi can fight teens, these guys can still have one last match, right? I agree, and I think they will. I think that's leading up. That is kind of surprising that they didn't go there with this. Christ, it was like 4 episodes in before Danny even put on a gi. So and you could see the whole with his daughter, resisting karate and her little spin kick at the end. She's, I'm glad they didn't wrap everything up in a clean little book. Cause I do want to see a second season of this. It was, and the time of it, the 27-minute episodes, 30-minute episodes was perfect, man. They need to do way more of that.
Yeah.
Go fast.
Penn Farm Girl says, does anyone else think that Tanner Buchanan, the guy who played Robbie Keane, looks a lot like Jonathan Brandis of Sequest, or was it just the hair? Wait, is anyone else old enough to remember Jonathan Brandis?
Yes.
Good eye.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, right? Oh my God. That is crazy. Good call there.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And yeah, I like how I like Sam's arc as well, his daughter's arc. From being kind of this, stuck up girl who didn't really like her at first to, okay, she's realizing she made a mistake, and all these people just realizing what kind of mistakes they're making, especially Johnny, when he kind of wakes up to the fact that he's teaching these kids all wrong.
Right.
Everything that he learned, under Creel just sucked. Crease.
Was it that? Crease.
Crease. Everything he learned under Crease was wrong. And
what is your problem, Mr. Lawrence?
Yeah. And he was just imparting the same bullshit onto these kids. Yep. And he changed them from being these nerds to being bullies.
Because Johnny was a bully.
Yeah, because Johnny was a bully. And he finally realizes it at the end. You see that realization on his face. Yep. And then I'm just going to come right out and spoil it. Kreese coming in and walking in at the fucking end there.
Woo!
Yeah. And saying, okay, now you're ready.
Yes!
I knew you, Yeah. And it was just like, oh, crap. So
I thought he said Kreese was dead. Maybe I thought he said Kreese was dead. And then I hadn't watched the last episode, right? So on the live stream earlier today, I'm like, why didn't they bring that guy back? He's still alive. Because I thought he was dead or something like that. So I looked it up and I'm like, oh, no shit, he's alive. Yeah. He could come in, and there he was.
Yeah,
that was awesome. That was great.
Once again, like I said, guys, talking about balance. I mean, now that Johnny is kind of established as like the hero, or I guess let's just say anti-hero for now. You're still a hero, but he's the anti-hero. Well, that is a nice setup for season 2 because he's not exactly going to join arm in arm with Kreese, so it's going to be really interesting. And a lot of fan theories, which I'm not. I mean, I'm not a fan of fan theories, but I'm starting to really absorb. Like, okay, I'm really starting to pick up on some theories that they already have for season 2. I guess there's a rumor. I don't know if it's a rumor or a fact. Dennis, please hook me up here. But is Ben Barnes coming back? I mean, the guy who played as Bad Boy in Karate Kid 3, and is Silver going to come back? Because that's one of the theories.
They did mention Silver, because
they owns it, right?
Well, no, they were talking about the ban. So when they were talking about the ban, they said it was because of Silver and because of Kreese. They were the ones who owned it. Yeah. Yep. Silver owns, as Techlum29 says, actually Silver owns it with Kreese. So he actually owns the Cobra Kai name.
Right.
And Johnny didn't look into anything like, copyrights or naming and all that kind of stuff. He just opened it up and named it that. So technically, Kreese and Silver can just come in and go, you know what? We own this.
Yep. So it's
I'd
gonna
like
be
to see.
really interesting. Yeah.
Talim29 says I'd like to see Johnny and Kreese address the abuse. Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. What's up, man of action? Good to see you. Daniel's son and Johnny still look great, but seriously, Martin Cove looked amazing for 72.
Yeah.
Did they digitally de-age him or something? No, there was some
that's
major
him.
Botox there.
No, just great lighting.
Yeah, lighting and Botox. He's had some cheek work and stuff.
He's had some plastic surgery.
Doesn't matter. All good.
It doesn't
Dudes
matter,
can do it
man.
too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, they did an awesome job. And I mean, where they can go from here, there's so many places they can go with, Johnny and Daniel joining forces, where they kind of learn from each other.
I think that's where it's going.
Yeah, that's why I think it's going as well. I hope it goes that way, because actually that'd be kind of cool. There was the whole thing with when Daniel's going to give him a car because his cousin torched his Pontiac Firebird, and Johnny's talking about the Mustang, and he goes, "No, this is a 5.0 liter. This isn't the 4.5 and blah blah blah."
Right.
And Danny looks at him and goes, "You know cars?" He goes, "What guy doesn't?"
Yeah.
Right.
And I kind of think he's going to end up working for him in the lot, because now that his cousin's out of there.
Yeah.
And
I
think that's how they're going to kind of.
And the possibilities. I mean, even if they did a twist where where that didn't happen. I mean, either way, the writing is gonna take over, because they gave themselves so many Easter eggs. Like you're saying, they gave themselves so many Easter eggs that the twists and turns are gonna be a lot of fun season 2. So I'm just excited, and just really excited.
I find the term Easter eggs offensive. It's a Christian term for Easter, and eggs and chickens and offend me as a vegetarian. So I don't think we should use that term anymore. Sorry, just kidding.
Bunny ovarian cysts.
There you go. Baby embryos. We'll just call chicken embryos. That's right, baby embryos. What the fuck am I talking about? Is Elizabeth Shue coming back? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I mean, considering the way they were talking about her in the bar, it was just really funny, and especially Johnny not knowing what the hell Facebook was.
Yeah,
right.
Welcome to the 80s, man.
Isn't it cool? Part of the charm of the show is we heard some of the acting with Ralph Macchio and the guy playing Johnny. I can't remember his name. I know somebody told me earlier today. Zabka.
Yeah.
But it's awesome to see them in the limelight again. There's something really charming about that. So I was watching an interview with them on today, and it was just so fucking cool to see people who had been out of it for a little while, and their old property comes back and it gives them another chance. So it's kind of like it's playing out in real life, a little bit. It's getting a little meta, playing out in real life. I doubt one of them is a total loser, but I bet you they're freaking loving this. I mean, and I'm sure Elizabeth Shue, who was at one time a huge star, Academy Award.
She won Academy Award.
Yeah. So I'm sure she was like, well, let me see how season 1 goes, and maybe I'll jump on, and I'll jump on now for sure, because a ton of people are talking about this. Like that, this is the most thing we've been requested in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like we've been hit up more about this than any other show. So had to do it. They could bring in Jackie Chan, but it's not called the Karate Kid. It's called the Karate Kid, not the Kung Fu Kid, right?
What about Hilary Swank?
Hilary Swank.
Hilary
another
Swank.
Oscar winner.
What was that in? Yeah, because that's Mr. Miyagi, right? They could totally bring her in. I think that would be kind of cool to go full circle, and they've got time. I think that would be great.
You know what thing that I would like to see? I would like to see Johnny and I forgot his name. Anyways, Bad Boy and Crud. I'd like to see those guys fight.
Oh, Barnes. Barnes, yeah.
Yeah, Barnes. That would be awesome.
I'm sure they could bring that guy back.
To you guys. Huh?
I'm sure they could bring that guy back as well.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure he's hungry somewhere.
Right. Well, Will Smith is the producer too, and Talim says, I heard Will Smith is planning on bringing in Jaden Smith and Karate Kid for a Karate Kid 2 movie of the reboot. Really? Well, I know he's the producer of this show. He's one of the producers. So
yeah.
Stop.
We don't need that one. We
Yeah,
just
we
said it
don't.
never
Just
existed.
continue with Cobra Kai. We
Yeah.
don't need it.
Yeah, whatever
We
they
don't
lay.
need another zero.
No, whatever they did. Yeah, here, just keep doing what you're doing. Don't get fancy with it. And yeah, there's no need to. And this is something they could turn around probably pretty fast.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't think we'll have to wait like a full on year for another show.
Yeah,
So that's great.
yeah, definitely. DJ Bowman says Johnny and Kamiko should hook up. Kamiko being from the second Karate Kid.
The second one.
You know.
Oh man,
Brokalawa, yeah.
that would be hilarious, guys. Hey, she want to be a dancer. I mean,
Yeah.
the possibilities are limitless now. I put a lot of faith and trust in these writers now, and I think that was kind of like my thing when I was, again, before watching this, I'm going, okay, don't mess up my childhood, please. We've already had this done to us, guys, a couple of times, okay? And I just didn't want it to happen in Karate Kid. You know what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, anybody?
Yeah.
Anyways, I did not want to see it go in the Karate Kid territory, but you know what? It did not turn out that way. In fact, it's a mega hit, and it's just like, yes, thank you for a change.
Yeah. Apple Crow, I was very surprised the showrunners were the guys from Harold and Kumar as well. I was kind of like, okay, I know they're good. I mean, I love them. They did Dude, Where's My Car? Then the whole Harold and Kumar series. And then when they came in and did this, I was like, wow, okay, so they actually can switch gears and go from stoner stuff to actual really good stuff.
The director of Airplane directed Ghost.
Yeah,
that's true.
So
that's very true.
That was the biggest change of gears I've ever seen in my life. So,
and Steve Pink actually directed a couple episodes of this. Steve Pink is the guy who did Hot Tub Time Machine and Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Well, I love Hot Tub Time Machine. That is a fine movie. I love it to death.
So I was just actually kind of surprised. He actually did the bar scene that episode, and that's why I was just kind of like, okay, wow, all right, I'm sold on this. I mean, everybody who was involved in this did such a great job. I mean,
they did.
Great job.
By the way, I need to correct myself. That's the second biggest change of gears I've ever seen in my life. The first biggest change of gears was actually the band Ministry. I don't know if you guys remember that. They used to start out as like this really Tears for Fears synth pop band and turned into the industrial death metal satanic shit like overnight. That was the biggest change of gears. Al Jorgensen. Okay, Al Jorgensen. Al Jorgensen took up heroin and decided to play rock, death metal. So. Yeah,
that would be good. BJ Roman says, "Could McDuck Bully be Kamiko's son?"
We're really going down the road on this one, man.
Wow,
that would be a little small worldish. Why not? Why not? I mean,
they've done it with Star Wars. I mean, why not?
And Johnny's son ends up with Daniel's son, and I wouldn't be surprised if his daughter ends up with Johnny. And I mean, you know what I mean? Win the class. Let's not get sick here, people. Yes, Ministry, old Al, Man of Action. See, remember that? Yeah. You have to be Generation X to even know what I'm talking about with that one. So,
What if Miguel's son is silver? I think he meant what if Miguel's father is silver? Yeah,
Darth Vader's his father.
Or Johnny's son is actually silver. Silver's son.
Be the silver son. No. Yeah. So, what were your favorite moments, guys?
I think I told you mine, which is the bar.
My favorite moments. Wow. I'm not. I can't go in order, but I tell you what. Yeah, when Danielson goes to the cemetery and. You know what, guys? It was just so subtle. Like when he takes out the tweezers and starts trimming away as he's talking to the grave. I mean, tears were streaming down my eyes. I mean, it hit me. I mean, it was like, oh my god, because anybody who has any form of relationship, like I have with my instructor, or just even a strong father-son relationship, or even a father figure relationship, and now that they're gone. And he can still, hear his name, that was Daniel's realization moment where, remember who he said, I could really use your advice right now. It seems to me like once Miyagi was gone, Daniel's kind of karate kind of slowly faded. I mean, yeah, he taught his daughter, but he and his daughter lost interest, and it's just that gravesite was, from that point on, is where you really started liking Daniel again, because again, like you guys said, it was entertaining to watch the rise, kind of like the rise of Johnny, and in a lot of ways, martial arts speaking, Daniel fell from grace, and he fell from grace from his own success. He was lost in his own pretty world, So as a martial artist, to see him kind of come down and find his balance, which was martial arts. No matter how successful you are, you shouldn't step away from the arts. You should always stay in it. And like I said, just. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know any more I can say. I mean, like I said, there was tears streaming down. I texted Brooks like, dude, I actually cried, and especially when they said, when the episode ended, in loving memory. I'm just like, God, can you guys really be any more respectful than this? And wow, just thumbs up, man. I was very proud to watch that show, Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, my favorite moment. It was after the big fight scene in the lunchroom, and when, when Johnny, when Miguel was telling Johnny what happened, and you just saw the pride hit his, and that was awesome. That whole scene, his face light, because Johnny is in pure misery. So seeing his little cracked smiles, even when it's at somebody's pain or something like that, the funniest scenes to me, the giant dick in LaRusso's mouth on
of course
on the billboard. That was also one of my favorite scenes. Yeah, that was good. That was good stuff.
Well, the whole thing too with the that whole scene where he's first meeting excuse me, the kid. God, now I just forgot his name. I just blanked all of a sudden. Miguel. When Miguel is telling him, that he kicked the ass of those kids in the lunchroom. And at first he's like, "Oh shit, what's your mom gonna say?" Because he has that look of fear in his face for a second.
Yeah.
It's okay. My grandmother answered the phone. She's not gonna tell anything. And he's like, "Oh, okay." You see him kind of all of a sudden go, "Oh," he relaxes.
Yeah. I love that Nana was all down with him kicking ass too. Yeah. The first time he was practicing, she's all jerking off. Oh my God.
Even the grandmother added some, just really quirky nuances. Remember? Oh, I'm relaxed. I just smoked a joint. She
goes, no, she goes, "I'm really happy for him. And I smoked a joint before we came in."
Again, guys, you can't help but think, was Kevin Smith there? Did he write some of this stuff for them? Did he ghostwrite? I mean, I don't know. Total Kevin Smith humor. So okay, that's cool. Totally cool.
Oral Harold and Kumar humor.
Yeah, and totally. Definitely Johnny and Miguel's mom are totally hooking up next season.
Oh yeah, that's the If people are going to be shipping
Johnny's
somebody, it's
man. She is pretty hot, so
yeah.
There you go.
And she's got the quote unquote drug dealer ex-husband to deal with as well. I'm pretty sure it was a drug dealing ex-husband.
I'm telling you, man, they wrote themselves a lot of possibilities.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, is that what Miguel's dad was? I didn't catch that.
Yeah, when she said they had to leave. What was it? It wasn't Costa Rica. It was Guatemala.
Yeah.
Guatemala, yeah. And she said she married at a young age, and she got pregnant with Miguel, and then she realized what kind of man he was, is what they said, and then we had to flee.
Yep.
There's an 80s trope when you get to the third movie and you take on the cartel.
Exactly.
You have teenage karate guys taking on the cartel. Yeah. Yeah, Rambo's going to be doing it at 72, no less. So, yeah.
That's the same age as Martin Cove there.
That's going to be a short movie.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just going to say. Rambo dies.
My disc is slipped.
Right. It's like, before I bust you for all these drugs, can I get a couple of those pills? My back is really hurting right now.
Wait a minute. I gotta finish my insure. Hang on just a moment.
Yeah, right.
Let me empty my colostomy bag here for a second.
Good thing Cobra Kai, no film theory from Map It Yet Now. No, from film. Yeah, no film theory. It's a theory, a film theory. You guys know what that is? That's a YouTuber. Oh, yeah. I love two YouTubers here who don't know anything. Don't know any YouTubers. Doug.
Thank you, Doug. He goes, use this to buy some REO Speedwagon and Rat albums.
Right? I'll go to that vinyl shop in West Portal and I'll get them for 99 cents. But maybe I already have one of those already. So there you go.
Because only real men like REO Speed. What real man doesn't like REO Speedwagon?
I don't know. Rat was I don't know.
Yeah, Rat was an acquired taste.
It was. The lead singer lived down the street from my parents' house in La Costa. Yeah.
No way.
That was
Yeah,
when
he
the
did.
height of their popularity, too, right?
Yeah, it was at the height of the popularity. He was down there. He had parties there all the time, I guess, but I wasn't living there at the time. So a heart attack or he goes out like Elvis. Yeah, but it's also they were setting up two characters. The whole her hating on Johnny initially, then warming up to him. It's going to be interesting, and they're talking about Miguel's mom. Also, yes, Miguel's dad will show. Oh, definitely. If they bothered to drop it, that is like I'm saying season 3. That'll be your cliffhanger. Like dad will come in and go, Miguel, where is your mother? And she'll be with you.
One day it's not too much.
He'll have Uzis. He'll have a couple of Uzis and just a belt of drugs. And I don't know. I'm trying to think of something 80s. Is there anything more 80s than an Uzi and rap music? No.
No, there isn't.
A muscly guy shooting with a headband, shooting Uzis, listening to Rat. That is the 80s right there.
And, you know, that's the other thing, too. Speaking of that headband, we
with
find
leg warmers.
Broham. And a Walkman.
And a Walkman. There you
Walkman. And a Walkman. Yeah.
And New Coke.
Sorry. I did find it interesting that we found out the origin of Johnny's headband that he was always wearing.
Oh,
that
totally.
it was from his old girlfriend.
Yes. Yeah. And Doug chimes in. Stephen Piercy from Rat was the occasional customer at the Encinitas warehouse, which we both used to work because he lived in La Costa. He might still live there. His house was nice. I wouldn't have left there. Miyagi was old and he kicked ass. You damn straight. All right, don't underestimate. There's this thing out there that not a lot of you young bucks know about. It's called old man strength. Okay, because and it exists. All right, because you'll see these skinny old 65-year-old guys who could beat the crap out of 20-year-olds with one hand because they've been on this earth 40 years longer. Okay, and that's like they're like jerky. You know, their muscles are like jerky. So yeah, don't watch out for old man strength.
Yeah, Jody, those fights were using stunt doubles. Yes, they definitely were.
That upside down hands, hand scene with Ralph Macchio was
that was totally
that a stunt. I couldn't tell. Was that him or was he like had wires on his legs?
No, that was a stunt double at first, and then when they trying to close up on his face, then it was him with the wires.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
It was kind of funny because it went from a skinny guy to a kind of not fat guy, but kind of thicker guy, if you will. And that's when they, because that was him. And then when he fell, that was him.
So what was your opinion of the karate in this show, Jay?
Me?
Yeah. How did it look?
It looked it was really cool. I'm glad that they stuck to karate, choreography, and they didn't have any, like the whole mixed martial art, sensation that's going on right now with jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. So it's kind of glad that they just stuck to the karate, So no, it was clean, it was good. It's still funny to see a tournament with no pads. I mean, come on. I don't think even what bare knuckle fighting. It's like, I don't know about that, guys. But you know what? I still enjoy it. I go with it.
I was saying the same thing. I was kind of looking at them like, don't they use pads now? And I'm like, never mind. It's Cobra Kai, it's Karate Kid. I don't care.
It's Karate Kid. Whatever.
Right.
No, the moves are cool, and I was very happy that Daniel didn't teach him, the crane kick, and that would have been kind of an eye roll. I was glad that Daniel had, that he had one last kick they learned from Miyagi that went to his student, his new student. Now that was a nice touch. That was very nice. I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
And then he used it in the tournament, which was cool. I'm like, okay, because he was hurt and boom and performed it. I'm like, there you go. I like that.
I did like actually Miguel using the crane kick at the very beginning. You know, because
Yeah,
Johnny just
yeah.
kind of leans over, whispers into his ear, and then
Exactly.
Miguel
Yeah.
does the crane kick as the first one. They kind of look over at Johnny like, yeah, that shit's not going to fly this time around.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Do you think we talked about this a little bit earlier, Talim 29? But do you think they will bring members from the movie with Miyagi, the next Karate Kid? I think yes. I think they'll try to bring everybody in at some point or another, even for a cameo if they want to come in. Why not? I mean, bring in this whole world. It'd be fun as long as they don't muddle it down like we were talking about earlier and making it lame. But
Yeah. As long as they keep the
Yeah.
same production crew going and stuff like that, I think they seem like they love it enough. They love this world enough that I think they will do it justice. And if they bring in these other groups of people, so
this really helped YouTube Red, although I think YouTube Red is totally confusing. I was talking to some other YouTubers and they didn't know what it was, didn't want any part of it. Now, the reason I signed up for YouTube Red is it was a free trial and I forgot, which is a lot of people do. But if you sign up for YouTube Red, it automatically takes away all the commercials on your YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't hurt YouTubers because we get a piece of like a very, 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 very small piece of YouTube Red. So more people watching Cobra Kai helps us a little bit. So that's great. But it's super confusing because there's YouTube TV and then there's YouTube Red, and they're two separate things. They should just kind of mesh them all and make them one thing.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
They will. I mean, there's been a bunch of things on YouTube Red. I've seen some trailers for them, and it looks like god awful YA after school special stuff. So I'm glad they kicked it up a little bit.
I did the same thing after I finished watching the series. I'm like, okay, so I've got this thing left for a month. This is YouTube Red. What else is on? I'm looking at them like crap,
double crap.
Yeah. Yeah, double crap, exactly. Triple crap. And yeah, there was nothing else on there.
NPH makes everything better. What, it doesn't even say that? Like Neil Patrick Harris makes everything like 20% better, 30% better. Isn't that some kind of saying? Yes, bring in Neil Patrick Harris. I would say that to everything. I think Star Wars should bring in Neil Patrick Harris, and he can he can do something with it. But
I think these guys should write a Star Wars series. I mean,
everybody else
understand. They understand story, and and I don't know that's
that is okay. That will not get you hired at Lucasfilm to write a Star Wars story. Sorry.
I know, right? Wrong. What is best in life? A story. Tell me a story.
Being a story written in front of you, characterization, and nude women. No, sorry.
Get the little chopper. DJ Bowman says Johnny's version of events from the Karate Kid ruined Miguel's relationship with Sam. Yeah, he made a lot of mistakes, and you got to remember. I have to take a drink on that one. Yeah, I just did it myself. That he remembers this at the end. That was the whole thing. Is he gets all this shit that he did wrong at the end. He realizes it, and you see it go over his face. And I think for me, that was the best thing about this is you see him actually learn something. And he's like, "Oh fuck, I am a douchebag."
Yeah.
Yeah, he was playing a victim. He was playing the victim. I mean, it was still sad. We still felt sorry for him, but he was playing the victim the whole time. Like, like just him telling the story to Miguel about Danielson. That was such. Yeah, I was just minding my own business, and they would cut back, and he was pushing the kid down. And I love the use of the movie in this, and they were allowed to do it. Everything about this was fun. That's the biggest part about it. Like even the dark, it did get super dark and edgy, but it still dealt with like cool kind of, I don't know. It was like, it was good after school special. I'll just say that it was like a very well done one.
Well, also when they're ragging on Allie's husband, they're like, what does that guy look like? Let me take a look. Because he's not so hot. And he has this guy like on the top of a mountain with the flowing hair and the beard and all this stuff. He goes, yeah, he kind of looks like an asshole.
Yeah.
Another drink.
Yeah, I'm making two over here.
Yeah, that bar scene is I would say it's one of my favorites too, Dennis, because they even though they LaRusso really didn't want to be sitting there. He's like, I've somewhere to go. Again, all of a sudden they found their common ground. What was a common ground? Dads. They started talking about how Johnny was bullied as a by his dad. But LaRusso didn't have a dad. His dad died. Suddenly he orders a drink, you know, and then all of a sudden they started talking about Allie. They ordered another drink. So they were bonding, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just very slice of life, guys. The writing was kind of out of the box at times. And just because you're rivals does not mean that you always hate. Sometimes you do find a common ground with somebody, even if you don't like them. You do.
The best thing about this writing, it was slice of life, but it was a throwback back to normal writing stuff, something we've kind of lost in television and in comic books of late. Like there's certain television shows that rise above this, but so much of it is trying to be like not slice of life, slice of yesterday, or like really trying to rip something from the headlines, like which it never plays out well because the way information moves now. Something from the headlines 2 weeks ago is old fucking news. So that's the best part about it, was they were able to like really kind of clown some of that PC stuff, which I thought was fun, and did it in a really smart way. So it was well done.
Yeah, that whole thing with peanut allergies too. He's going, he goes, that's all BS. You can get over that.
I love it. He's all when he was like teaching the class for the first time, and he's all in all that concussion nonsense, you know?
And then call all the kids names. I mean, like the lip over here, you know.
This guy's got his boobs hanging out of his shirt, and like what the lip. Then he calls him the Hawk, and then Hawk like goes off the deep end with the kid with the cleft palate, which is funny as hell.
Yeah, no, like I said, man, it just they really learned how to just even though these episodes were short, that's another impressive thing too, you guys. I mean, these episodes were pretty short, but my God, the characters developed very convincingly fast. I mean, or even like their twists and turns, or I guess you can say their arcs, or just even the genesis of their characters was just spot on. Like, there you go. I mean, it wasn't like, wow, suddenly, you know, I mean, yeah, I know that, you know, when, you know, whatever his name was, like, what was it, Eli at first, Eli with the lip, and then towards the end, he walks in, he's Hawk. He goes, okay, you're Hawk. And then suddenly you see the slowly, you know, like basically, you know, the kid with the lip dies, and then Hawk is born, and you can see the rise of Hawk, and he becomes more like a punk, you know, I mean, and that's exactly what Cobra Kai was all about. I mean, it was yeah, I mean, yes, the you know, the karate part made, you know, it kind of made sense, a little aggressive, you know, but like you guys are saying, but Johnny was a bully, so that's how he knew how to train. He was training bullies. And it really bit him in the ass at the end, didn't it, guys? Because now he was seeing his son, his own flesh and blood son, getting a little taste of it. He's like, uh-oh. And, you know, it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Good stuff,
and
man.
Can we also talk about Danny's wife, Amanda? And
feisty fan.
Thank you. Because I've seen so much of your face today, Gary, not complaining. Hi, Dennis and Jay. Thanks, Feisty.
Hello.
She's been on every stream. Thank you, Feisty. Sorry, I cannot break the monotony in my face. You're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna bring you down. That's the most thing I'll ever get. I will fucking not do that again. I'm sorry, but Doug put it in there.
Daniel's wife was a really good balance.
Well, not only that, I love the whole thing where they're getting ready to fight in the, you know, back by the pool, and she's like. And she calls him out on it. She's like, what the hell are you doing? She goes, they got two guys standing out here by my pool getting ready to fight. She goes, what, are you going to spill some blood on the patio?
Right.
You know, and she basically goes, are you going to fight, or are you going to come in and have a little bit of breakfast? Yeah, have some breakfast. You know, Daniel kind of looks over at Johnny and goes, well, and Johnny says, I could eat.
I know,
they're
right?
still in that stance, you know, they're still in the fighting.
He doesn't turn down a meal. I love that.
But that's the beauty of it. As much as we laugh, at the same time, it makes sense for Johnny's character, because he's down and out, dude. Of course he's not going to turn down a meal. You know what I mean? He's not. So it makes sense. It's funny, haha, but it's convincing. You know, that's the strength of this show.
Yeah.
And then remember, but then after that, remember when they're eating there, and Daniel had to do something. It basically was Daniel's kid. And Johnny,
but Dad was going to
kill you. Yeah. I mean, it was just going back and forth.
It's a little. He's all
great. I'm gonna tell him he said that. Good. I want to know that.
You see Johnny's Arrested Development, that he's still he's still a teenager, really. He's never grown beyond that. And that's why he kind of left his kid, because you also have that whole thing as well about why he left his kid and was never part of his kid's life. And it was because he never grew up.
Well, yeah, he still had that thing Elizabeth Shue had given him. Like, dude, that was so long ago. I mean, you hang on to something like that until you're like maybe 21, and then you toss it. 50? I mean, what? They're my age. They're our age, right?
Yeah, they're in their late 40s. Yeah. So
let it go.
Exactly.
Although I still have a lock of hair from Melissa. But small.
Actually, I think Ralph Macchio's in his 60s, but that's wasn't he something like 45 when he did the first Karate Kid? Or
there was Hey, he was great in the Outsider. Stay gold, Pony Boy. Stay gold. Hey,
I'm just glad Ralph Macchio has a sense of humor, though. I mean, that's what I kind of liked about it too. I mean, I'm glad that he wasn't protective. I mean, because they're both co-produced, executive producers, so they have a say in this. So it's nice to see that he's like, I'm all in. You guys, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm glad he wasn't. No, I don't want to. I mean, it was just cool. It was very, again, you can definitely see that. Yeah, this is. I mean, even though. What? You're laughing.
Doug, sorry, no. Doug said if Elizabeth Shue gave me anything, I'd keep it forever too. Good point.
So yeah, Ralph is 67 is what Penn Farm Girls and official
Ralph is 57.
He's 57. Wow. Jesus. I mean,
crazy.
He looks great for 57.
He does. I mean, still, it's I know Zabka's got to be in his 40s, maybe early 50s. But still,
I thought he was 50 years old, or like 50 on the nose. I don't know, it's somewhere around there.
What did Ralph Macchio have? Like some kind of disease or something that, I don't know, slowed his growth or something like that. I remember hearing he was in his 20s or something for Karate Kid or 20s. But
he was late 20s. Yeah, he was in the late 20s. I remember that.
Yeah, maybe he just looks. Yeah, he's just a scrawny. He's a runt of the litter. Okay, but that was that. But he's good. I love Ralph Macchio. Come on. 57. Fuck, I hope I look that good. Freaking 8 years.
All right. Well, I gotta check.
Bust out. Peace out. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. So
I know I was bugging you for a bit. We got to do Cobra Kai, bro. So no.
And then he bails out in the podcast. See how people are. Jesus.
Oh, and Zabka is 52 or 53, somewhere around there.
There you
go. Yeah, they look great. All right, Jay. Say goodbye to everybody.
See you, Jay.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Film Zen. Subscribe to Film Zen, and check out what's your karate your Kempo one again?
Coastal Kempo Martial Arts Oceanside. Yeah, check that out.
This show
the real Karate Kid.
This show should be good for business. All right, man. Take it easy.
Right, man.
All right, see you, Jay.
Okay, bro. Thanks, guys.
Hey. All right, it's just you and me.
Now we can just talk shit about Jay.
Okay, Jay is a motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding. Hi, everybody. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. We've been going for a little while, and I've done a lot of podcasts today. Cobra Kai is wonderful. We will cover season 2. We're also going to do a lot more of this. We're going to cover just entire seasons of show so we can cover more stuff. The best stuff we'll do the recaps of, the weekly recaps. So our next show is tomorrow night, which is Legion, which is a freaking great show. It's a good time to be on Nerdrotic. All right.
Yeah.
And to all the new subscribers, holy crap. And there's a lot of you. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us. What's up, a brown comic book reader? How you doing? Dalton, how you doing? You're coming in right at the end. Cobra Kai was wonderful.
Yes.
And we're going to cover the equally wonderful Legion. Do remember, if you're a fan of The Expanse, Wednesday night, 7 to 9 Eastern time, we're doing a lot of tweeting, and it's going to be hashtag Save the Expanse and hashtag The Expanse. And remember the can't. And join the Expanse, Everything in the Expanse Facebook group. Check out, I've done like 4 videos on it to let you know what's going on. There is no news yet. If there is new news, I will be back on, even if it is tonight for a 4th time tonight. Cobra Kai never dies, DJ Bowman.
That's right. No mercy.
Thank you so much. Thank the nice people in the chat while I get to the Patreon.
Thank you, TJ Bowman, the official Dougie J, Abe Brown, comic book reader, Jody, Apple Crow, Dalton Mortimer. Excuse me there. I just lost my Pen Farm Girl. As always, Feisty Fan. Thank you very much. Ray Rain, Bad Bunny for bugging everybody in the chat. Thank you. TK420. Man of Action. Man of Action's been around here as well. Tellium 29, Nerdrotic channel. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's funny.
And Christian Stileski. And I think there were a few more people in there, but
was Viking Bitch in earlier? I
no,
thought I
she
saw
was.
I've been on so many live streams. Well, hi, Viking Bitch. How you doing? I'm about to thank you because you're wonderful. Let's get to our patrons here. We have 23 wonderful patrons who are Dakota Stanton, Penn Farm Girl, Apple Crow, Christianette, Echo 9, Shakuri Lama, Eric, Richard Seth Jones, Viking Bitch, Luke Lucas, Mech Heist, Ed Brewer, Logan McLeod, Feisty Fan, Lawrence Howe, Isaiah Norton, Fan on Rough, Tiger Maskin RH, John. Oh my God, that's a new one. John Nada, welcome. You are a new.
Nice.
Yes, Rubicon Alpha. Yeah, we love new patrons.
John Nada, I love the. I'll tell you once you're done.
All right, okay. And Johnny Pappas, Jody, Brian Smart, Steve D, and Arturo Espinoza. I just like saying that.
So John Nada is actually the name from They Live. That is Roddy Piper's character.
Ah, that's great.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Roddy Piper, bless your heart, man. You were my favorite wrestler. Fucking loved you. Piper's Pit was the best thing ever. Okay, guys, I really got to go now. So thanks, everybody, for coming in again. You guys in the chat make everything possible here and make it fun. And let's do it again tomorrow night for Legion. If you don't watch it, start watching it. It's really good. Cobra Kai, well fucking done, man. That was a good show.
That was a really good show.
Yep.
If you haven't watched it and you're just here, go and watch it, man. It's actually worth it.
All right. Take us out, Dennis.
Children of Earth, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, especially with a roundhouse kick to the back of the head.
May the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.